We have a very special guest tonight. We will get started, but I'm just really excited to talk to you. And you have a great story and you really are in it. So I love that.
Excited.
Yeah. Awesome. So this is going to be a good case study. I'm excited myself.
I think we are all excited.
Yeah. Awesome. Lots of sharing tonight. And just a heads up, my kids, I fed them pizza. I bribed them with ice cream, but if they barge in, I might have to take a break. I
Well, I'm
tried to
glad
get
you
them.
actually said that because if you guys hear some noises, those are my parrots. I put them as far as possible from me. I have three of them.
Okay. Oh, okay. You have a full house.
Yes.
I guess at a certain age, like parents, kids.
Same thing.
Yeah. So tonight I have this is, the weekly live stream for the midterm rental playbook. Usually it's me just sharing some strategies and tips. And but tonight, like whenever I can, I love to have people on that have been really successful. And tonight we have Patty on who has a really inspiring story to tell. So Patty, if you want to introduce yourself and then we can dive into questions, but I would just love to hear your story and how you use the strategy in your business.
Sure. So just a little something about me. Hi guys. Hi everybody. I moved to here to Las Vegas last year in July, and I was in New Jersey before for a while. Originally, I'm from Slovakia, from Europe. So yeah, it's been, I think I'm here since 2004. So a lot of years. But real estate was my passion since beginning. I remember when I came here, my dad introduced me to interior design. So that's what I actually went for and I studied. Once I finished it, was working in for companies, but real estate I was always obsessed with. So then later on, I became a real estate agent and I was helping everybody else. I was flipping houses for them. I was wholesaling for them. It was like so much buying and hold. But then I was like, why I'm always just like for them? I want to have something too because I saw nice income rental. So me and my husband, we bought a house, two family home in New Jersey that I converted just few months back to midterm rental one unit as well. And the second unit is coming up, so I'm excited. We need to renovate it first, and then it's gonna be midterm rental too. In Shona, thank you, Shona, by the way. So I am absolutely in love with midterm rentals.
Let's have the bug, right? You're like, so
Oh my god! And I thought I am like SPR junkie. No, I became MTR junkie, but I hate that because I absolutely love MTR so much better.
so why do I have to ask, right? I have just tell me, can you tell me your reasons why you have changed your strat or what you love about MTRs? I'm curious.
So STR, it was a very fast turnaround every single time after one night, after 3 nights, whatever. Then it was just too much. And money wise, yes, I was having about, I would say, net profit from that one condo that I had $5,500 a month. But so many times cleaners in, so many times something broken, I have to replace it. And just people was like, oh, it's like hotel room. It's a one night. I can do whatever I want to do. It was just annoying, very annoying. Now with midterm rental, I get people from anywhere like 30 days and like I just got 6 month one. The other one, 4 months. Now it became 8 months. It's like I love it. It's never more
Right.
than eight though, but I love it because guess what? Long term rental, I right now absolutely hate it for another reason. People move their furniture, destroy walls. I have lots of garbage in front of the house when
Right.
they move out. So it's insane. And then just tickets from the town. Oh, it's not garbage day. So you have to
Um,
move everything in the driveway. And I'm like, oh God, no. So midterm rental is literally the mid section of between short term and long term. But it's great because you're gonna renovate your house no matter what so you can get as much possible. It just has to look nice and be functional. And then decoration. I shop most stuff on Amazon, guys.
right. Exactly. It's there. It's fast. It's really stylish and it's affordable. Like a fancy light
Yes.
fixture. It looks like it was a $300 fixture. It's 30
Yes.
bucks.
And it comes in
Yeah.
2 days.
Right. And
Right.
order the light bulbs with it because hunting down light bulbs for some of those lights really sucks. But
Yeah.
me too.
But you know what? Even if you go to Home Depot, it's so hard to get those LEDs, those stylish one, right? Because
Yeah.
you need certain specific ones. So on the when you go on Amazon, you literally just type what you need and it pops and you just pick the style, pick the color, and it's coming tomorrow.
Right, it's true. Yeah, oh my god. I love kind of making it look fancy, but, like, doing it, like, on a budget. Like, I get a
Yes.
little thrill from it.
Yes. And another thing is why I love Amazon shopping there. I just have right now another midterm rental in New Jersey that I have someone there, and for some reason I forgot. I was thinking that coffee machine make hot water too, but some people don't like it because they just want a lot of tea. So I forgot the tea kettle.
Just
So the
settle.
lady, is there anywhere tea kettle? And I'm like, oh, should be. Can you look somewhere? Maybe you'll find it. And then she's like, yeah, there is nowhere. I said, don't worry. So I quickly went on Amazon and it shows it's coming tomorrow. So I bought her even nice, like little packages of teas as a sorry.
Oh, that's super thoughtful.
So I gave her
Yeah.
like little teas with it and she received it next day and she was like literally messaging me like, oh my God, now I know why you're a super host on here. Little things.
Little it doesn't take much, and those little details yeah, you click it's like a 2 minutes on Amazon, but it's thoughtful, and the fact that you put tea in it, like, I always leave, like, a welcome package because it just sets the tone, and it's, "Hey, I care." It's just a
Yes.
little thing, and it sets your
Yes.
heart so I love that, really.
It so much, but I really love midterm rentals now. So, guys, when I joined different group of real estate investors, I met Shona, and I was literally like, everybody was saying, Shona is the guru for midterm rentals. So I was like, look, I need to get together with her. So when I was messaging her, we started messaging each other, and she was giving me maybe for her is like little some tips and tricks or websites, whatever. But guys, seriously, the stuff Shona has, and I can't even go in details exactly because she has so many resources where you need to put your plays on that I didn't even want to dab into insurance. And when I saw the list, I literally from that list, I clicked only the first one.
That's
Bam. It was right there.
that
So it's really great. The list is great.
I love that. Yeah, I tried to really like I'm like, I downloaded my brain and like what, because it's a kind of, there's a lot of places and knowing where to list. And that's where I think as a coach, I can really be like, this is what you're looking to do. And it's once you do it, you're not always doing it, but you just never know where you're going to get a lead from. So marketing is, it's so important. And you can't just stick it on one site and expect to get business, which I think is what is natural. Like, oh, I put it on Furnish Finder. There's more to it than,
Furnish Finder
but
is great too if you know what you're doing, how you're doing it. And again, Shona helped me with that as well, like how you're supposed to put where. There is so much resources. I can't even tell you. It's too many. But like I said, I want to be in corporate rentals, right? What's in corporate rental, like the big corporate rentals when I was researching and everything, you need to have at least 10 properties. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot put anywhere. So then when again a list came, I was like, you can actually do it with less than 10 properties. I can do it with one. I was really impressed. But like I said, insurance, that was like I didn't want to even tap it because I was like, oh my God, do I have to talk to insurance companies and this and that? And then because of Shauna, I realized that you cannot actually talk to like insurance companies directly because you can if you want to, but you're gonna get nowhere.
right,
Absolutely
yeah.
nowhere.
There's a reason they have third-party companies
That's
that
right.
it's
Yes.
yeah.
Well, so third party company and they all insurance companies goes to them and then they look for it. Literally converted my house. My dad got dementia, so I had to move from different house to whatever living situation. So I was having two houses now. So I was like, yeah, I need to do something. So I converted the one where I was living without pool, no pool.
No,
And I moved to the one with the pool just so you can.
smart. Yeah.
So that house that I rented, I posted on the website for the third party, and I was shocked within 1 week. 1 week. I never heard that before. I heard people waited for a month or two and then they reach out to them. But within 1 week, literally, I received an email and I'm looking at the email. I'm like, they're like, is this property still available? And I'm like, I didn't move my stuff out of the house yet. I was expecting like month later.
But right, like you have time. Yeah.
Did I have time? So I said, yes, it is available. So they send me the questionnaire, like how much per month and this and that. And I'm like, I don't remember how much I put it on the list when I was submitting. I just, I don't know. I really don't remember. So I was like, what I'm going to, I said, okay, so my mortgage is $3,000 a month. All that stuff that I need, electric, gas, let's say $100 because I have solar panels and everything. So internet and
Okay.
everything. So let's say two. So $3,200, right? That's what I have to pay for everything.
Just your costs. Yeah. Cost.
That's my cost. So I'm like, okay, so how much I should put? I said, I feel bad. My husband is like, just push for 4,000, maybe 45. And then he looked at my face and he knows if I don't make at least $1,500, then
Right.
I just cannot, absolutely cannot,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
It's not
So
worth
he has to
it.
do it for me. So then I was like, okay, so what can I do? And I'm like, I'm gonna just put 6,000. My husband almost choked. So I put it for $6,000, and then they were asking like, they have pets, so do you want any pet deposit? So I was like, sure, $200 non-refundable every month because that's how much it cost me to clean my plate.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to cover that as well. So I said, okay. So then they said, okay, so let me send for approval and I'll get back to you. So not even, I don't know, a few hours later, I got an email back like it was approved. But when I was reading the email, my phone was ringing. The potential tenants called me like, hey, when can we see the place? And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, "Can I come, like, in an hour?" I'm like, "I still have my stuff here?" I was like,
Anyway,
"I can, I really can." So, I was like, "Okay, what I'm gonna do?" I said, "Can you come tomorrow?" She's like, "Yeah, I can come during the lunchtime." And I'm like, "Oh my God," looking at the clock. I'm like, "I have a few hours to move my" excuse me my language, "shit out of the house."
right. That's a big thing, though. You were living there. Is that you were actually living in it fully?
I was actually living there.
So that's okay. Nothing like a deadline, though.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no,
it's
just tomorrow.
here. Yeah. This stuff moves fast. Like midterms, like insurance plans are fast. People come on contracts fast. You got to be ready to move. Like when you get that
Yes.
opportunity, don't be like, oh, I'm not ready. And that's what I've always done. And I coach people like, you just got to, even if you take pictures before it's even furnished, like you get it out
Right.
there, you get it. So you were fully living in the house.
Yeah. Fully living, and I was like, "Okay." So, I called any help possible I could, and I can tell you I still have some luggages in my garage that I'm in here in the other house in the garage where I don't even know what's in there because I just dump everything wherever I could. I have so many boxes and everything. I should seriously take a picture and send it to you guys.
Yes.
It is what it is. I'm like, $60 to $100, guys? Of course. So I still couldn't do take stuff from the fridge because I have full fridge here. So I was like, oh, hope they're not gonna open the fridge and freezer tomorrow. I don't even
Funny.
know how fast I got everything done. I even called like last minute photographer. She did a great job for me the same exact day. I was like, I'm paying you extra. I don't care. Just please come and do it. So it was, yeah, I was exhausted. I wish I had a picture of me looking how I was looking that day. Like I was exhausted.
Did you rent like a moving truck or just have friends kind of
No,
play along?
thank God my oldest one has a big van. So we still had to go, I think 5 times trip around. It's everything.
That is, I hands down, that is inspiring that you hustled and it worked. And that's the thing with midterms. And I just want to point out you're taking pictures when you have it empty. Don't like book if you get a booking and then you can't get in there to take pictures. Make sure you get your tours. I would say video tour. I had some other tips, but you have to do that. You have to think ahead.
Yes.
Um, that's really smart. Yeah, because you think, oh, I got a booking, and then you have your next one. You don't have any. You have some crappy iPhone.
I just honestly, I just want to have those pictures just in case if those people tomorrow, and I don't know why I panicked and I called the same day, but I just did it. And I'm glad I did it because I have pictures and I could look at them, but I already have the renters there. So next day when they came, they literally walked in, it was just couple. So when they email you, they tell you about the family, who they are, what's going on. So it was only couple with one girl, teenage girl. I think she's 16 or whatever years old, 15, 16, something like that. But their house got flooded.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she came with the husband, she just opened the doors and her face was priceless for me.
Ah,
Yeah, it was priceless. She was like, "Oh, wow." She just walked to the kitchen and then she's like looking at her husband. She's like, "Honey, we're taking, right?" I was like, in my head, I was like dancing, right? And then I always keep showing them house. They're like, "Oh no, we're okay." I'm like, "No, you need to see the whole house. You can't just say yes." So I dragged them everywhere, looked, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like she was literally walking, not even out of the door yet, and she was already emailing the lady from that third company for insurance. Yes, we want to take it. What we need to do, and I was like asking, and she asked me like, "What I need to do," and I'm like, "I have no idea, but fake it until you make it." So I said, "You know what? The best would be you contact the lady that we were in contact." I had no idea her name, nothing. I just saw the chiching numbers. So then she reached out to the lady, right away called me, like, not even a few minutes later. She's like, "Patty, they loved it." I'm like, "Yeah, they're still, like, in my driveway." So she's "They wanna move in tomorrow," and I'm like, "Oh my god." I'm like,
ouch.
they're
Okay,
like,
they were
"Well,"
a little fast. Yeah, that's
they were living in hotel, and
that. Yeah.
they have also 2 dogs. One is very tiny, one is, like, big, but still pretty small, not too big. But, yeah, she was saying that the places she saw, they smell bad, like, from cigarettes, and they were asking a lot of money, and I'm like, "Really?" So you see how important it is to and you can get money. The lady told me, "Patty, why did you discounted yourself so much?" And I'm like, "I did?" And she's like, "Yeah, you put 8,000 on the application first." You're like, "Shoot." Yep. So, yes, guys, they paying premium.
They do.
They do.
Yes, because their responsibility is to put families in a comparable house, and most families have big houses, they have good policies, right? And there's
Yes.
a piece of their policy that they need to be in, and it does. I'm glad we're talking because it does come down to that person being able to see it and falling in love with it, and I looked at your listing, you definitely I thought you staged that thing. You have to make things nice, you can't expect to get a premium for crappy old furniture, or you
Right.
just have to think about staging a listing. It's the same way, somewhat, for especially higher
Yes.
end listing.
I always think that way, like, what if I'm the tenant? Would I love to live here? So I always want to make sure. I used to be a tenant and I used to hate when people, put like crappy, like you said, furniture in it. So even when we go for, like when I stayed in Airbnbs when I was traveling or whatever, and they put like really crappy furniture, but pictures look so gorgeous. I'm like, no, just do it how it is. And the funny thing is that every time, no matter what listing I have, whichever house I'm putting on, people say, "Oh my god, this looks exactly the same." Like even comforter is the same. Like I'm like,
Right,
yeah, that's
right,
getting what you see. That's what
totally. I get the same comment, and I actually say that on the phone. I say, "This is what I do. I'm very meticulous." Like, it's exactly because I get that. I think a lot of times the pictures are taken maybe 3 years ago and things have faded. And it a little bit, so I think that's just so important. And again, just wanna emphasize, like, you are attracting a very high quality, I call them guests, right? Because 'Cause they're there for
yes,
the short term, and you're helping a family out, you're maximizing your rental, and you're, again, not dealing with the turnover every 2 nights. Because that, even though on the scale of numbers is great, it's just exhausting.
yes,
So,
I agree.
yeah.
So my next one is the one where I am in with the pool. So I was already asking because she's like, "Patty, do you have any house with the pool?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I wish I didn't sell my condo, but I would move to the condo and give you this one. But yeah, I can actually rent it out for like about $10,000, if not a little bit more. So that's a lot of money. and it's a
That's
four
amazing.
bedroom, two bath.
How many bedrooms?
This one is four bedroom, two bath, but the one that I just rented out for 6,200 that I asked for eight, I just didn't remember.
It moves so fast. And again, I think that speaks to like insurance. It's a negotiation, right? No matter what your list price is, because
Yeah,
you're really keeping it off the market and it is somewhat seasonal. So you
right.
need to be compensated for that for sure. So yeah.
But it was for 6 months.
It's a dream, right? And that's yeah, I mean, to make that money and STR, just that the amount of work and hassle and
No,
everything.
I don't have to. I still, the one little tip if I can give to everybody, and I do this with every single unit I have that I'm renting it out. No matter how many months people are coming in, I do have a contract with my cleaning lady. Every single month, on the beginning of the month, they need to go there and clean the house. Because when I had it only one time cleaning for, let's say, 4 months, the place, they can destroy your place. But if you keep up clean every single month, then when they move out, it's pretty clean. And
It yeah, totally.
and ladies always, those cleaning ladies are telling me like, I can spy on my guests. Are they dirty? Are they clean? And they're always like, mostly they say, well, it's normal, but this is, it's even dust. If you don't dust every month, then if you go 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, oh, I don't want to even see what's in there.
Oh, like, yeah, I just actually, I have longer stays, and even if they are clean, that dust builds up. And but I will say also, even if, and that's a great tip, but even if you don't do that, I walk into my MTRs and I'm like, was anyone even here? And I know there's dust, but like they're left so clean. Like long term tenants,
Oh
they
no.
don't really have that same vibe. They're like, whatever. When
Yeah,
they don't clean the fridge and there's just crumbs, and I just it's a very different
it
turnover.
is.
Yeah. So
It just, this is just a little feedback that I got it back from those people that they really appreciate, and they're like very. They said this is great because cleaners don't just come clean; they also switch their sheet and give
yeah.
them new ones every month. So you see, it's like for the same price.
Yeah, and it's those extras, and then they're gonna go back and tell that company, "Hey,
Yes,
she was great to work with. They had a great experience," and they want their clients to be happy. So those extra things, because if you're difficult and no one wants to
yes,
work with people that aren't going the extra mile, or if a guest didn't have a good experience or didn't fix things. So
right.
yeah, it's really important.
Yes. And
Uh,
another little tip, if I may say, please, if you guys have those keypad entries, please change batteries every time the new tenant comes.
yeah. Oh my, it always happens a week after they move in. They're fine. Then you're like, and then
Yes,
I'm like the stupid. I leave batteries in there actually, and because I don't wanna change them, it always happens, never fails,
yes,
and they get
yes.
locked out.
Mm,
Yeah,
I know, yeah. It happened after 2 days, and I was like, oh my God, like seriously?
but I will say, like, the other just weighing the FTR versus MTR, if something does happen or you have to fix something with an STR, you have to be in there within an hour. They're not gonna
Yeah.
wait for you. There's no if someone's living somewhere, they're like, "Okay, yeah, you need to get your contractor, your handyman."
Yes.
There's some leeway, but if you're on vacation, they don't wanna wait for anything. I've had to go buy a fridge, like, on a dime.
Oh my God.
Because I think last year and I didn't get bad reviews. I was like a plus thing, but you were always worrying about that random bad review
Yes,
for no
absolutely.
reason.
Absolutely. Oh, I don't know. Am I allowed to show them the proof?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure everyone wants to see the
Okay,
Christmas
so
thing.
my thing is, guys, that wherever I went, and somebody was talking on those live, whatever, or sometimes it was not live, they always were talking, oh, I was getting this much money. I'm like, prove it to me. And everybody was staring at me like deer in the headlights. We're not allowed to show it. Why not?
Right?
What's this? Okay. Wait, I don't know
Yay.
which way. Yes, you are
That's
allowed to.
that's impressive.
Okay. Yes, you do get it. So you get
And I will say just to tie it back to having a mentor or a coach, like it just you get online that much faster. You avoid all those mistakes, and insurance moves. All these things move very quickly, and you have to be ready to go. And it's helpful to have all of the pieces that you need to do, and just be get yourself out there and market yourself properly, because it otherwise you could miss out on a check like that.
I love what you
Uh,
said. Market yourself properly. That's such a key. I can't even tell you. I was marketing my houses and I have few of them. So many different websites that I literally got it. Like I lost track where I was like there. And then I'm just getting random emails and they're like, oh, you posted this and it's available. And I'm like, oh shoot, did I forgot to change the date? And I'm like, no, I have someone there. You said it's available. I'm like, I did. I'm like,
right?
do you mind me to ask you like which website? Just
Which
you don't even know where you're putting your resources. And I'm like, oh my God. Because when you don't know, you don't know. You're like,
Yeah, and they syndicate out to, like, multiple places, so you put it on one site, which I do that I teach to do it strategically, but there are go to different sites, and insurance company they look in a lot of places too for rentals, so it's not just you need to do yeah, I coach how to do it, but they look in certain places, you need to know where they're looking, so,
right,
and yeah.
right. And I
Yeah.
really like that list that you are providing as part of coaching, that you also have like what you should have in a house or where to even get it, all those links. This guidance is so much helpful. I can't even tell you. It's really big help.
I'm glad to hear that, because I learned the hard way, like, my first one took me, I don't know, maybe 3 months to get it fully just like, "I'm ready," and the next one was, like, under a week. I'm like because and you forget, if you don't
Yes.
have that little thing for a guest, it's annoying, and you want them to
Mhm.
have a good experience. So I think having, like, downloads and checklists can just save you so much time and get you online faster, and you make your money back in spades. I have done, like,
Absolutely.
so many courses, and I feel like it's so foundational. Every course and things build on each other, and
Yes.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I I know a lot, but I'm also always learning, and I'm always being coached and taking courses.
Oh, me
Uh,
too. The one thing I learned, and one thing I learned so many things, but one another additional thing that I learned is that you always have to educate yourself. So believe me, I'm still spending money on coaching. I have to because you know what? It's not what was teaching few years back. Today is completely some different things. Look at these chats and everything. Like you have to go with the era, whatever you are in. So honestly, the education is never gonna stop. So it's a constantly adding and putting money into the coaching. I'm in coaching right now for actually two different things. So yeah,
too.
yeah, we all are. And you
Yeah, it's an investment, but I know that I would not be where I am today without that investment. And sometimes it's with MTRs, it's pretty immediate, but and you think all the strategies, or you think I can do MTR. Yeah, it's a furnished house. It is, but there's a lot that goes into it, and you
yes,
can spin on things like what smart lock to buy. Like I did, I was like, my husband, can you just get a smart lock? And he was just like, there's so you go to Amazon, you're just like this
there's so
list of
many.
smart locks.
Yes,
Or like what mattress? Like I have a mattress story, and I found a mattress, and it's just my go-to, comes in a box, no fuss. I get great feedback on it. But that you can also spin on that. What do I go
right.
high end? Well, right.
So since you mentioning mattress, so I tried so many different ones, and then I had that green tea mattress, the foam one. So
Okay.
12-inch. And I'm like, okay, let me try it. So you know what? I bought it for myself because people are like, oh, it's so good. And I'm like, it's really that good that people cannot stop talking about it. So my husband, we need to buy it. So we bought it for ourselves. And I'm like, oh, it is good. So
And
whenever
then
my husband is moving, I don't feel it.
oh, that's great. Yeah. No, when you find that thing, and then after that, you don't even look. You're just like your mattress, and then you can just do
Yep.
your thing, right? Yeah.
That's it.
I, yeah, my mattress story. I was furnishing an Airbnb, and I had ordered a mattress, and I had guests coming in 2 days, and I was like, again, this was when I was starting out, and I didn't do my stuff. I was just scrambling, not being strategic, and I was like, where's my mattress? Like I had guests checking in, like grateful, and so I got through the whole Amazon support web and I got this lady and there's like a big shipping department or large item department. She's, let me tell you, honey, this is the mattress you want. And so she gave me the link. She's like, I get great feedback on it. And then it gets better. So when I got the mattress, but then there was some glitch. So I kept getting mattresses. Oh, no. I got 4 mattresses. So I started
Wow.
selling them because you can't return them. They're too old.
Right.
I just had this side mattress this a minute.
Just want another one.
And like I would have just text like a mattress just showed up. I'm like, what? Again?
Yeah, so
Oh,
everybody has their own mattress.
yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely love my green tea. It's literally called green tea mattress. And it's a
Yeah.
12-inch. They have 10-inch. They have king, queens, whatever you want. So I love that thing.
But it's just having that go-to thing, and then you just
Yeah,
don't have to think. But when you're first starting, there are like so many options, and they can be expensive, and they can be,
they
and you
are.
have to really watch your budget because you don't recoup those costs right
Right.
away. It takes a
That's
while. Yeah. Is there anything else we didn't cover about your story or tips or anything before we open it up to questions?
true. No, just one last thing that about the check because they want to move next day. So the lady overnighted. And I told her that they cannot move until I get it. So she's let me go send it right now. And they even paid extra money. So by 9 a.m. I had a check home.
That's yeah, the motivated, yeah. No, and that's
They
smart
are.
because you can't no, the check's in the mail. That's the class. Perfect. I'm sure insurance is it's different, but still being really
Yes.
professional on that level. So I also just if anyone's watching is interested in my program, I coach women real estate investors how to like fully book their rentals with really high quality guests to maximize their cash flow. And so I really love doing this. And if you're interested, I have a quick call you can jump on. We can go over the program. It's a strategy call. So if you have any like burning questions or you just want to see if it's a good fit for you, but as you can tell, there's definitely value in having someone get
Yes.
you along. And it's just a great strategy. And you have to either get it, it's not for everyone, but it's the sweet spot, right? Is what I think as far as real estate and strategies, buy and hold.
Yes. And if I
Um,
may say, it's not just for beginners. I am not beginner for sure. I already have rentals, but I was beginner at the midterm rent. Like I didn't understand them. So even though I understand houses, I understand buy and hold, flipping, and all that stuff like in real estate. And even renting, short term rental, I already knew how to do it, long term too. But midterm, I was like, what the hell is midterm? That
yeah,
but
yeah,
it is though. It really gave me big value your resources that you have, like big.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I think it's easy to think, oh, that's just we can. It's a midterm rental, but yeah, I spent like years, making a method that I'd use. So and I took me, and I'm a longtime landlord too. I thought I'm pretty savvy, and then I was like, what's the I was calling it like a hybrid strategy. It's like I didn't
Yes.
get midterm wasn't like really that well known, and it kind of
Oh,
on. Yeah, so and now I feel like it's as STR laws are changing, everyone's getting on with becoming more well known. But yeah, I was like, what is that? Like, how do I but once you get a taste of it, I think you're like, it's hard to go back to STR.
yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because I'm literally under contract. We're closing on October 4 with the studio at MGM on a strip. I'm in Vegas, right? Yeah, but you see, they're like vacation and short-term rental, but I am so planning to use this permit so badly because you know what? This is the studio and they do have like couples or like singles, like they do have people all different sizes of the houses that they need to put in. Why not?
Oh, for sure. And I think people often wonder like what's the best property? And there's no magic number because
No.
there's so many niches for this. So it can be really tiny, it can be a full house. It's not there's not like this magic formula and you just have to do your research and but yeah, I
Yes,
guess house because one bedroom can do really well in my experience.
absolutely. But doing research on your own, good luck. Yeah, I've done it and I've got nowhere. And then I met Shona and I got somewhere.
I appreciate that.
No, I have to really thank you because honestly, if not you, I would not have that and I would not change my mind to those midterm rentals. I knew I wanted to do corporate, but I was stuck on corporate, but I never understood like, no, midterm rental is not just corporate. Midterm rental is anything and everything, even Airbnb. You can put
Mhm.
midterm rental on it. Verbo, the same thing. So it's not just for short term, it's just literally the term, how long people are staying.
It's so true, and I think it used to be, like, corporate, but it's a very different niche, right? Because it's a wider audience. It's not
Yes.
just, like, corporate executive being relocated. Like, I have homeowners that are fixing their kitchens, families that are coming to stay with their grandkids. Like, it's and it's not necessarily corporate, right? But it's that kind of fully furnished. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I think there is a misconception that corporate is, but it's
Right.
not. And that's what I love about it, right? It's pretty flexible.
Yes.
So I know going over here.
No,
Let me just try and
sorry.
cover a few questions. I could talk about real estate like all day.
I know, me too. That's my problem.
Right. I don't have any hobbies. My kids think I work all the time.
That's a hobby. My husband
Right?
does. When I'm gonna start working, I'm like, leave me alone. I love doing real estate.
Yeah, it's like a bug that you get, especially when you figure out like this kind of strategy. Like, oh, there's like passive income, and then there's like actual, and then buying and holding, which I think is actually building that financial freedom we all want.
Yes.
So yeah, and I just love the community and stuff that we're in. So let me just scan the questions here and see if before we have to. Let's see. I see a question about Airbnb. So Airbnb is also in the midterm game. It's a little not that well known, but they are realizing it's a trend. And of course, they're on it. So you can set your settings to whatever minimum you want, right? They're definitely in the game. So that's definitely something you can adjust. I think as far as demographics, my experience, I put it in three buckets. You have the traveling nurses, they're here for 3 months contracts. Then you have digital nomads or maybe corporate people, and they're looking for somewhere to hang out for a few months. And then you have the last bucket is the most lucrative. It's a displaced families, and they are looking for nicer houses. It's very lucrative. I will say it is, you can't predict when someone's going to have a flood, and hopefully no one does. And
Right.
disasters happen, but you have to get out there. You have to be in a place where they're going to see you, but you can't really say, "Oh, I've got like an opening coming up. I'm going to get an insurance claim." And I think sometimes that's a perception. So it's very last minute just to put it out there. But those are the big buckets. But I think there's a wide audience for it. Let's see what else. Questions. I'm just scanning the comments here. I just want to say thanks to everyone for joining. If I haven't mentioned it, Monica, Aisha, see if I'm trying to do two things at once. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think mostly just people saying. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for joining us. It's just been fun. I hope everyone else got as much value out of it as we had fun talking. Yeah, Patty, thank you so much. It's really, I love your story and that what you're working on. It's really fun.
Can I
So
just mention
yeah.
something? I realized that the last question was about arbitrage, and I have to say something. I have a friend who did arbitrage on some property. Me personally, I am not big fan of it. I like buy and hold for one reason. When you buy and hold, that's your house and you can do whatever you want with that house. When you arbitrage the property, the problem is, and that happened many times, people get divorced. Now, guess what? They're selling the house. Now you're out of commission. You not having paid. Or anything happens, right? Somebody can die or they just don't want to do it anymore. And another thing is that when you arbitrage it, doesn't matter if you have someone or you don't have someone, you still have to pay monthly rent no matter what. But if you own your place, yes, you might have mortgage, you might have some private money lenders or whatever. But like I said, when you go by the list Shona is giving, it's like literally one. And I used only two things on that list, and I got right away, like within a week. Oh my God, Shona, I didn't even go rest of the. But
Yeah, it's a long list.
it's a long list, and I have few properties, so it's like putting all these properties on us. It's just too much. One thing at a time. But yeah, arbitrage, I am not. I used to love thinking about it, but I really don't like it. Buy and hold is definitely the way to go. Sorry.
I agree like 1,000% with that. I have the exact same problems with it. And I also don't like that you are furnishing a house, that house. If you fall out of contract, it's where do you put all that stuff? It's like rented income. It's you don't own that. You don't have the
Right.
control of that to your point. Like you don't know how that they're a landlord. You're basically subleasing someone else's property. You don't really control it. What if something big breaks? It's to me, I don't love arbitrage for all those reasons. I know people are very successful at it, but I think you're at the mercy of whoever you're leasing from. And
Right.
I know a lot of people teach it. I just like the buy and hold. 'Cause I feel like that's also my goal is to be able to retire on this and arbitrage will not. That's
Mhm.
not building a portfolio.
And guys, another thing that Shona does, I see another question that is there, how you determine the like what rents will be. So you need to do a little research and there are a few sites where you have to go and figure it out the rent. It's not just I'm gonna pop it like my husband. Oh, let's do it for $4,000. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna be only $3 plus. I'm like, nah, I don't go under 1,500, like I mentioned. You just have to you just have to look in different places and you will know. And plus, Shona has a lot of experience with this, so she can help you out to figure it out where it should.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes I'm always on the higher end and I do a lot of metrics and data testing because it's not like Airbnb, there's a lot of tools. You're nightly at your vacancy. This since there's tools being worked on, but it's art and science, and you have to use a little bit of gut and you have to test, and there's ways to do that that I
Right.
figured out. But it's just there's not like one go-to place. I think that'll be
No,
changing. But yeah.
unfortunately not. I wish.
I know me
Oh,
too.
I'm
It'd be
sorry.
great.
There is no way to go to. Shona.
Thank you. Yes, no, I will. Even in my long term, I'm always seeing because I have nice properties and I really take good care. But I'm always like, it's a risk to have renters, right? So you need to be compensated for that, in my opinion. So yeah, yeah. Well, I think how much is my class? Yeah, I'm. If you want to book a call, I can certainly go over that with you. I'll put the link in the chat again. I'm happy to cover that. There's a couple options in it. I just like to talk to people to make sure it's a good fit because it's a pretty specific program to really get you up and running quickly, and it's not for everyone, but if you're the right student, it'll pay off, and it's very streamlined, and I really want you to be successful, and a lot of students that work with me, they're like, "Oh, and yeah, I got booked, like, really fast." And there's something about I don't wanna say it, but there's an energy that you put out, and you wanna get it rented, and you have to market it, and you have to be okay with waiting a little bit, and that's
Yes,
the game with midterms.
it is. Yes. But be
Yeah.
positive. Do not fall. Listen, like Shauna said, whatever you put it out there, that's what it come back to you 10 times or maybe 100 times back. So always be positive, be patient. One, my friend, she did it with you as well. And she said it like, oh my God, I still don't have a call. I'm like, when did you list it? Yesterday. I'm like, please be patient. Some
Yeah.
people say months, some people a little longer, some people 1 week, some people 2 days. It's really it depends what when they need it and if your house is good, but it will happen eventually.
It
And it
will, and
won't
I
be
think there's
lucky.
ways to pre-market it. Don't wait again, like, I help people get it out there, like, I put houses on the market once I'm about to close, I'm, like, out there with it. I'm not waiting for even closing. I'm like, 'cause it takes time to get people I've gotten a
Yes.
property under contract the next day, papers, and I handed the keys over less than 24 hours after closing. That's my motivation, and
Yep.
I turnovers are very quick because it's inventory and that's cash flow and that's the
Yes.
business we're in.
Since you
Yeah.
mentioned it, the one I'm under contract, I didn't close it. I'm closing on October 4, but guess what, guys? I'm booked whole October. I
Right?
have to do marketing now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you work with me, I can help you get it out there and you're not gonna be hemming and hawing over what style or what furniture because that could be 1 month of rent, and that's when you think about it, and just the peace of mind because when you're sitting on a property and you have a mortgage to pay and you have expenses and you're not getting money, that's stressful. I don't like that feeling personally. I don't want students going through that. So, yeah, you have to and then you're and also, I oftentimes will have something running before I even furnish it. That's how scrappy I am, and that's what I teach because I feel like it's an investment to buy furniture, and you don't wanna do that if you're not gonna get really what you want for it. I have just some ways to test that I teach.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like we could go on for another
I
hour.
know, sorry. Me too.
I like this. So fun. But yeah, thanks again for your time. I know it's late for a lot of you, but to anyone that's interested, reach out, book a call. We can chat more about the program and how I can help you. And but you can see like when you dive in, this is well worth it.
But you
Fun
have to
to
guys
go through.
take an action because if you're gonna be sitting on it and literally do nothing, you can pay how much you want it. But if you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna do it. You have to do it. Action. Put that
It's so
fear
true.
aside. Just dive in.
Yeah, and I think I'm under contract on a deal, and I think about it like I have a coach, and he was just giving me the nudges that I needed to get it under contract and to take the action, and I don't know without him if I would be under contract on this deal. That's a really great I just needed that guidance, and it really gets you further along, so
Yes.
awesome. Very cool. Thanks again for joining, and yeah, this has been, like, a total pleasure, and I really appreciate the feedback and stuff, so
Thank you for
thank
having me
you.
here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone. I'll catch you soon. Alright, good night.
Bye.
Bye.